Okay. Well, welcome everybody out to our program tonight. I'll introduce myself really quickly. I am Carl Smith. I'm the branch manager here at the Aldine Branch Library. And we are so pleased to be able to partner with the Harris County Robert W. Hainsworth Law Library tonight for this special part one of a two-part series that we'll be doing with them. And we're joined tonight by Sabrina Davis, who is an associate law librarian for digital and educational services at the Harris County Robert W. Hainsworth Law Library. We're so pleased to have you tonight here, Sabrina, to present for us. Just a reminder for those of you that might be joining live, we are going to be recording this session, so it will be available for viewing afterwards. Also, one more item of housekeeping before we get started. If you are joining us live, you are welcome to add comments and questions into the chat. I'll be monitoring those during the course of this presentation, and we'll have a question and answer section at the end if there's any questions live. So with that, I'll go ahead and turn the time over to Sabrina. Thank you.
Thank you, Carl. And I am going to turn my video off so you can focus on my slides today. But thank you all for joining us. So the series we're presenting in this two-part series is called Legal Research from the Ground Up. My part today is on law library services and resources. The second part, which will be in April, covers finding forms and other self-help legal resources. As Carl said, my name is Sabrina Davis, and I'm an associate law librarian at the Harris County Hainsworth Law Library. This is our contact information, and that'll be the last slide as well if you don't get it right now. So I thought I'd start with just a little bit of information about the law library. Very brief history. We were established on October 1st, 1915 as a subscription library. That means people had to pay for memberships to get access to the library. On September 15th, 1941, Harris County Commissioners Court converted this to a free public library. And in 2011, the law library joined the Office of the Harris County Attorney. According to our mission statement, we are to provide all of our patrons access to relevant, current, accurate, and practical legal information. We're also to provide educational opportunities designed to enhance patrons' understanding of legal information and how it is accessed. This mission statement was adopted in 2012, and it was the first one for the law library. In keeping with this spirit of access to legal information for all, we took action in 2021 to address a historical wrong. Robert W. Hainsworth was an attorney in Houston in Harris County during the 1950s. He fought segregation in Harris County, including at the law library. At the library, he was relegated to one table that was labeled colored. And so he challenged this practice as unconstitutional and sued for open and equal access for all. Oops, sorry. His case, he lost his court case, but February 9th in 2021, we rededicated the law library in his honor, so that to affirm that everyone has a seat at every table now. Currently, we have 2 administrative positions, 8 reference librarians who assist patrons, 1 copy center clerk, and our staff speaks not only English, but Spanish, Vietnamese, and Farsi as well. This next portion of the presentation talks about how to access services and resources of the law library. And there's a couple of different options available. First is our physical location. So we are at 1019 Congress in downtown Houston. There is parking nearby, metered street parking, public lots, or public garages. So they all are paid means of parking. The Metro Rail Red Line stops just 1 block away from the library, and several bus lines have stops along Congress Street near the law library entrance. Our access to the physical location has changed during the pandemic, and it continues to change because it's based on the Harris County COVID-19 threat level. And I'll go into a little bit of what services are offered during each of the 4 threat levels. Threat level 1, red, which is the most severe threat in Harris County, our physical location is completely closed. You can contact us by phone or email. And if you go to our website, www.harriscountylawlibrary.org, there is a blue box that says Ask a Librarian, and that'll take you to our virtual reference desk that lists these options as well. Threat level 2, or orange, we are again open to the public. Our hours are Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., but we are closed from 12 to 1 for additional cleaning measures. Patrons are limited to 1-hour sessions and only 10 people at a time. You may have 2 sessions in one day, but only a total of 3 sessions per week. Threat level 3, or yellow, again, we're open by appointment Monday through Friday, 10 to 4. We are not closed during the noon hour. We increased to 2-hour sessions and increased the number of people to 20 people. The session limits, however, remain the same: 2 sessions in one day or 3 sessions per week. Threat level 4, or green, we have not yet reached that point, hopefully soon. At that level, though, we will be fully reopened, appointments not needed, there's no time limits, and our hours are Monday through Friday, 8 to 7 p.m. However, the closing time is subject to change, so be sure to check our website for current information. So what does that mean for us right now? We have a 2-week delay in reopening after we are closed for threat level 1, or red. So we are reopening this Thursday, March 10th. This website, our reopening webpage, provides current policies and procedures, and this blue button you can click to make an appointment to visit us. We are reopening at level 2, orange, because that's what we're at right now. Even if the threat level changes to yellow this week, that won't go into effect until next week. So the limits under orange apply for this week. So what you encounter when you come to the law library during the pandemic is a health screening in the building lobby. So they check your temperature and ask the standard questions about your exposure to COVID and symptoms. And then you'll check in at what we call STAN, which is a large computer interface through Zoom with a law librarian. So at STAN, we can verify if you have an appointment to let you in. If you don't have an appointment and there is space available, we can give you a walk-in appointment. And then for some patrons who just need a form that is easily accessible, we have a copy center roll top window. It's still in the building. It's just around the corner from the law library's main entrance. And we can send you there to get quick forms so that you don't even need to come inside the library. And the last option for accessing our services and resources is our virtual reference desk, the Ask a Librarian. That is currently staffed Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. We can offer assistance with resources in our law library collection, as well as free online tools. And again, you can reach us by phone or email. Email is the preferred method because you can tell us, because we have in your own words what your situation is and what you need. It's also important to make sure your email address is entered correctly. This is an online submission form so that we know we can respond to you. Okay. Next session covers a little bit about the services we have available. Our primary service is reference service, which means assisting you in finding the information you need. However, we do have a few limits. The law library is designated for people engaged in law-related research, so it is not open just for people browsing the web or anything like that. If you need access to legal forms or information, we are happy to help you with that. However, if you need legal advice, we have to refer you to legal aid organizations or lawyer referral services. The reason for that is we are librarians, not lawyers here. Prior to the pandemic, we did have Houston volunteer lawyers in our basement. However, they are gone and they are not coming back. You can reach them online if you need assistance. But because we're not lawyers under Texas law, we cannot give legal advice. However, we can provide legal information. And if that's a confusing distinction, that's because it really is a confusing distinction. So let me see if I can clarify that for you just a bit. So legal information, what we can do at the law library, we can help you find useful research materials and forms. We can show you how to use legal resources, such as how to use a statutory code to find the laws of Texas, something like that. And we can refer people for legal help. Giving legal advice, which is what we cannot do. We cannot tell you what the law means or what to do in your specific case. We cannot, unfortunately, do legal research for you, although we can show you the resources and give you tips for doing research on your own. And we cannot fill out forms for people or tell them exactly which form you need. The way we do forms, because a lot of people come to our library for forms, is we give you options after you tell us your situation. We'll show you a form or a few forms and ask you to review it to see if it meets your needs. In addition to reference services, we also have copy center services. We have a full service copy center in addition to a public copier that you can use on your own. Our copy center takes cash only and bills of $20 or less. During threat levels red and orange, faxing and scanning are not available. However, they are during yellow, and the prices are listed here. So all prices are per page. So if you want to print double-sided front and back, that's actually, if it's black and white, that's going to be 20 cents because that's counted as 2 pages. We recently decreased our long distance fax cost. So it used to be $2 per page and now it's $1 per page. In addition, we offer free notary services. We have several staff members who are notaries. This service is only not available when we are closed during level red, but it is available during orange and yellow. And finally, we also offer tours and speaker services. Right now, we are only offering virtual speaker services, such as the presentation you're watching now on law library services and resources. We can also do ones on legal research. And when we fully reopen, when the threat level is green, we will resume doing tours, and tours can be individuals or small groups. Next, we have law library resources. We have a variety of things to offer you, including public computer access, print and online resources, trainings, and our digital exhibits. And I'll go over these in a little more detail. Public computer access is available for patrons conducting legal research or working on a legal case. We usually have 25 available. However, we reduced the number during the pandemic to encourage social distancing. So we have about 15 available right now. They are first come, first serve. Print resources. We have a large collection of books, so Texas and federal legal materials. We have books on the actual laws, such as state statutes and cases. And we also have what are called secondary sources. So those books summarize and explain the laws. We have numerous self-help books available, as well as access to forums on many topics that are not available online within the library. We also have access to legal research databases when you are on site in the library. Some of these, the most popular ones are the ones listed here. The LexisNexis Digital Library is an ebook collection we have. Hainsworth allows you to do a lot of historical federal law research, and Lexis and Westlaw are both comprehensive legal databases. And you can do research for federal, Texas, or any of the other states as well in those. We also offer remote database access. Please note this is limited to during the pandemic. It will end when the vendors decide the pandemic is over. The exception to those listed here is the LexisNexis Digital Library that is always free, available remotely. So just a note on the LexisNexis Digital Library, we have over 850 legal books available. Those will always be free to access for patrons of the library, and you can request an account online at this URL. So giving you access to Lexis and Westlaw is great, but if you don't know how to use it, it's not as helpful as it could be. To that end, we offer monthly vendor visits from reps from Lexis and Westlaw. These are always free. They offer topics such as basic, intermediate, and advanced legal research on these platforms, and other topics as well. We alternate by vendor monthly, but they are always on a Thursday, not a specific Thursday, but a Thursday from 2 to 3 p.m. You can follow us or check our website at this URL, Legal Tech Institute events, to see upcoming presentations. Our next one is actually next Thursday, March 17th, again at 2 p.m., and that will be intermediate legal research on Westlaw. You can go to this website to log in and register. So one of the resources we offer on our website is information about zooming into courtrooms. So Zoom virtual legal hearings, right? So many courts have switched to virtual hearings since March of 2020. So to help people figure out what they're supposed to be doing, we've created 2 videos. The first is getting your technology ready for your virtual hearing, because there's specific things you have to do to set up. And then the second one is zooming to your virtual hearing, so you can learn about Zoom controls you will use during the virtual hearing. We've also included a link to the Texas Free Wi-Fi map and links to information on virtual hearings and court procedures to further assist you. I should note that we do provide free Wi-Fi at the Harris County Hainsworth Law Library. And you can access it even outside the building if we are closed. I did mention during the vendor visits URL, the Legal Tech Institute. So we have trainings related to technology you would need for legal cases, legal work. 3 that might be particularly interesting for patrons of the public library are these formatting ones. And these are available on demand. And so the first is Find and Format Legal Forms. So this guides you through using 3 popular legal databases, including Westlaw, Lexis, and O'Connor's, to locate legal forms. The second part of the presentation, the presenters demonstrate editing techniques in Microsoft Word so you can customize the forms and use them for your own court case. We also have an updated version called Microsoft Word for Legal Work, which doesn't go into finding the legal forms, but it covers legal drafting techniques to format your documents for court. And the free legal tech for everyone covers a lot of tools freely available, legal apps, as well as tools for accessing online sources for forms and other legal information. All of these courses are 1 hour, and like I said, they're available on demand. We also have 2 special events recorded. The most recent one was this top one listed here. 80 years later, the legacy of Japanese American incarceration and Korematsu v. the United States. We presented this on February 17th, and this is a 1-hour documentary followed by a 1-hour panel discussion about the Korematsu case. In Korematsu v. the United States, this addresses the internment camps Japanese American faced during World War II in the U.S. We also have a 19th Amendment Centennial Symposium we did in 2020 called Votes for Texas Women. And that features interviews and presentations by 3 leading women in the community, including Justice Borleo. And so those are both available for viewing on demand. Our last resource I'm talking about today is our digital exhibits. Okay, we have 9 exhibits currently based on a variety of topics, including Japanese American internment camps during World War II, Justice Thurgood Marshall, the law of impeachment, space law, a variety of different topics. And so you feel free to check those out anytime. It offers background, context, and links to actual documents as well. And our primary patron base is actually people representing themselves in court. These people can be referred to as self-represented litigants or pro se litigants, litigant being the word used for somebody in a court case. So this part of the presentation just covers some of the self-help resources we've compiled on our website. First, just general information and resources. We have links to various things on this page, including websites with information for self-represented litigants, resources to learn about the court process, including videos, links to legal glossaries so you can figure out what all those confusing legal terms mean, and links to guides on legal research written specifically for non-lawyers. We also have compiled extensive listings of self-help legal resources in Harris County. These are in the form of our pro-se-litigant-handbooks. They are available online and in a flip book format. So it's like a magazine where you click on it and the pages flip. We also have them available in print in the law library. These handbooks are available in English, Spanish, Vietnamese, traditional Chinese, and Arabic. So a little note regarding forms and templates. The law library staff do not create forms, so we do not have actual forms on our website. We do have links to organizations that do provide forms, however. One of the most frequently used resource by our law librarians, and the one we refer to people a lot, is texaslawhelp.org. They're especially useful for family law cases, so divorce, child custody, child support, name changes. They have an extensive collection of information and resources available. And then the district clerk, the county clerk's office, and JP courts have a lot of forms directed towards the cases being filed in those courts. We've also compiled so far 6 community resource guides. We have community legal resources in English. We have Spanish language resources. We have LGBTQ community and internet resources, name and gender change resources. And our latest 2 additions are community assistance resources, so with housing and things like that, and then a domestic and family violence resources. If you go to our website, you can easily click on the image and download a PDF of any of these. And I did want to point out on our website, we do have links to Harris County legal research options. So these would be links to county regulations and city ordinances, as well as to courts and court clerk offices. And court clerks are where you would find documents filed in the court, and it's also where you filed your documents. So one of the last things I'm going to cover is getting legal help. My colleague, Heather Holmes, will go into more detail, more depth in April on this, but I just wanted to address a few things now while I have your attention. So as I said, we are not lawyers. We cannot give legal advice. However, we can help you find an attorney. And on our Finding Legal Help webpage, we have links to legal aid organizations that offer free or reduced cost services based on your income. The 2 most frequently referred to in our area are Houston Volunteer Lawyers and Lone Star Legal Aid. They do have a screening process to determine your income and if they can assist you in a particular court case based on the type of case. We also have links to lawyer referral services, which are location-based. So in addition to the Texas State Bar, we have local county, the Houston Bar Association, Katy Bar Association, and just Houston and surrounding areas. If you don't need full representation by a lawyer, there are a few options. If you just have a quick question, a legal question, and you don't want to pay for a lawyer, the one option is the Houston Bar Association's legal line. They offer free 20-minute phone calls with a lawyer. You must sign up online at the link provided there. They have English help available the first and third Wednesdays of the month, and they have Spanish help available the first Tuesday of the month. One thing to note about the Spanish in May, May 5th is the first Tuesday of the month, and because of Cinco de Mayo, the service will be offered the next week instead, so May 12th. Another option is the live chat offered by texaslawhelp.org. This is offered Monday through Wednesday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. Central. If it's available, or when it's available, this icon with the little brown circle and the person saying live chat available, that icon appears in the lower right-hand corner of the website, and you just click on it. The live chat is staffed by attorneys, paralegals, and law students. They can help you with navigating the Texas Law Help website, legal information, and legal advice. Another option is Texas Free Legal Answers. Free Legal Answers is a service sponsored by the American Bar Association, and they have one for each state. These, it is an income-based service. If you qualify, though, you submit your question and answers will be emailed to you. These answers are coming from pro bono attorneys, so they are licensed attorneys in your state. Pro bono just means they're not charging for this service. They are, again, answering questions only. They will not represent you as a lawyer. So they're not going to help you with your court case, as in preparing documents or going to court for you, anything like that. In addition, they do not assist with criminal questions, so civil issues only, such as divorce, housing, eviction, consumer rights, employment, civil rights, etc. And last, I just want to give you a few ways to keep up with our news and events. In addition to just visiting our website and seeing what's going on with us, we do offer a blog. We post 2 to 3 times a week, and it features law library news, events, and we also have various legal and tech topics as well. In addition, you can subscribe to our newsletter. This is delivered weekly to your email inbox. To sign up, if you go to our website, harriscountylawlibrary.org, there is this icon in the footer of our website. If you click on that, it takes you to an email online sign up. And this newsletter features law library news, events, trainings, closures due to holidays or weather, and links to our recent blog posts. And finally, the great way to stay current with what we're doing and our current hours is to connect with us on social media. So I've listed our account names here. We are on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and Instagram. And as I promised, I'm ending with our contact information. So that's all I have for today.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Sabrina. This has been a wonderful presentation. A lot of great content you've included in your presentation today. And as I said before, this presentation will be recorded and available for viewing afterwards. I didn't see any questions in the chat during this live session, although I did have a personal question that popped into my mind when you were explaining the different resources you have there. Oops. I have a announcement here, so I'm going to let them
Yes.
do that first.
Okay.
Okay, I think they're done. Sorry, as you were explaining the different legal resources you all have there, is it mostly like current law resources? Do you guys keep like historical law resources as well? I'm asking because I'm big into genealogy. I was actually a genealogy librarian before. And so I'm just curious if that would be, if you guys have that, because I know from a genealogical standpoint, knowing the history of the law can be really helpful for that kind of research as well.
Right. And we do have the statutes going all the way back to the beginning of Texas
Yes.
history, right?
Yeah, okay.
And cases as well.
Nice.
And federal cases going back, and some historical federal statutes. I don't think we have them all, but those are easily accessible online, such as through Hein Online. So. Oh, you're muted.
Oh, that's great. Thank you so much for answering that. Awesome. And as I said, if there are people that are joining afterwards, watching the recording of this, Sabrina was so gracious to include the contact information. I'm sure, like you said, I think email is a good way to reach you all.
It is.
There's other contact avenues that she's provided in this presentation. Thank you again so much, Sabrina, for joining us. And as Sabrina did mention, we will be partnering with the Law Library again on April the 12th. That will be our next part 2 of this series, when I believe Heather Holmes will be joining us to talk a little bit more about the legal forms you all provided and some additional information. So I'd encourage anybody viewing this afterwards to please join us live on April 12th in a few weeks. So, all right. Well, thank you again so much, Sabrina.
Thank you. It's a pleasure being here.
Appreciate it. Yeah. And you have a good one. Thanks.
You too.
Bye.
Bye.